Hello everybody and welcome to my timeline park. My name is Jason and this is my stage 9 submission for Deurklinks Timeline Contests. This stage takes place between the year 2009 and 2013. And this is also the first full stage where Parques Reunidos is in control of the park. So what did Parques Reunidos add to the park in this stage? First of all, they removed this area that they added in 2008, which was called Fjumseby, the fidgety town, all together with the Sierra Kiddie Coaster, which is now gone for good. But in 2009, they decided to relocate this weird big Sierra coaster called Victor Vanorm, Victor the Waterworm. It's a relocated roller coaster from the German park Panorama Park, where it used to be known as Flinker Fridolin.
Oh well.
And it was actually kind of a terrain coaster, but due to the flat lands of BonBon-Land, they had to elevate it quite a bit off the ground to make it fit in here. So it goes around here through the lake, meanders through the area around Rhine, and then finally goes up here for a small dip before entering back to the station. A very long train, a very tame ride, and also a very noisy ride. You can hear it in the entire park when it runs. But this was not the only thing that Parques Reunidos chose to relocate in 2009. They also decided that they want to bring the small indoor park known as Fantasy World to the BonBon-Land. It was actually owned by BonBon-Land, so when they bought BonBon-Land, they took over Fantasy World as well. They chose to put it inside the candy factory here. As you can see, if you use cutaway view, let's see here, you can see there's a small train ride, a Fantasy Express, there's a ball pit, a small cafe and such, and a lot of pretty outdated animatronics as well. I used to go here as a kid. I have very fond memories of this place, but seeing it in 2009, it was like seeing something that shouldn't exist anymore, to be honest. It was very outdated and still is to this day. The year after, in 2010, they also decide that they want to add one of these 4D cinemas right next to Fantasy World. They told that they got a great bargain on this cinema, so they decided to install it here. It was actually not a part of the plan originally. Originally, it was only supposed to be this ride for the 2010 season, Sven Svingarm, which is a Samperla Discovery, I think, a giant frisbee kind of ride. It's without a doubt the most intense ride in the park, and it's quite a weird fit for a family park, but it was a quite enjoyable ride. It's gotten a bit rough over the last couple of years and had some issues, but when it opened in 2010, it was actually a pretty decent ride. In 2011, this area here, or this building here, is converted into a interactive shooting cinema ride. It's called Historado, and if we look inside here, we can see guests sitting in front of the screens here. Yeah, this is supposed to be like a shooting game. You can find these in various parks around the world. There's one in Bakken as well. And yeah, it's just a very generic ride, and I'm not the biggest fan, to be honest. This area here was also added. It's called Fort Bison. It's a small playground area for the kids, where the manual swinging ship used to be located. And then in 2012, the park celebrates its 20 years anniversary. And how would you celebrate that? Parques Reunidos chose to celebrate it by, for the first time in park history, not adding any new rides to the park. A very sad moment. I really couldn't believe it. It was so weird having this first season out of in my entire life without any new ride in BonBon-Land. The final year in this period is 2013, and here Parques Reunidos, they chose to add this small water slide complex called Pelle Piratsprøjt. It's Pelle is a male's name, and Piratsprøjt means pirate squirt. So yeah, it's quite a funky name, to be honest. I've never been a fan of this, and I chose to keep this closed because we're in the early part of the summer season, and this attraction only opens when it's very hot, and it's pretty rare in Denmark that it is very hot. But yeah, you can also see Deurklinks here taking some water samples because they have had some issues with the chlorine in the water on that attraction. That's all that was added, but some rides were also removed. You can see here the butterfly ride, Reunidos, is removed, and so is the lunar loop that used to be down here. It had its final days in 2008 and is gone for good. And also the Hurlum High swinging flying carpet ride here has also been removed, and parts of the backdrop actually remained here for a very long time. So yeah, very sad to see. This is the beginning of the end of BonBon-Land, if you ask me. But yeah, that's life. Here you can also see. Wait, what? That's weird.